Hey y'all, it's Jacolia of Jacolia's Gems. Welcome back, Chokamus Children. And so for tonight, we have part two of how to tell if your friend is in secret competition with you. But before we gather around a campfire, do me a favor, y'all. Go ahead, stop, pause, hit that like button, share the video via text message, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is that y'all be snooping around because I be seeing y'all. Like a lot of times my likes do not equate to my views, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, or the beloved YouTube. Clearly, you guys are enjoying the content. You don't have to be a fan of me to be a fan of my work, to enjoy art when you see it, to enjoy beauty when you see it. I've noticed that based on my insights, 75% of my YouTube viewers are via Facebook that are not subscribed to me. So before you go ahead and become replenished off of my words, my thoughts, my creativity, before you screenshot, go ahead. Hit the subscribe button. It won't cost you nothing. Hit the like button. But with that being said, let's get straight into the video, okay? So, 10 more ways to tell that your friend is in secret competition with you. And like I said before, it's not even necessarily a secret. Sometimes we be in denial. And sometimes it's just hard to admit that people that we love and we hold very, very dearly can be in competition with us. And then other times it'd be like, what do I have that you could possibly want? So with that being said, number one, your friend holds on to knowledge and watches you fend for yourself. Now, with that being said, I am a firm believer of African proverbs or ghettonomics 101 that says that you can lead a man to water, but you cannot make him drink. I will much rather teach a man how to fish than to catch him a fish and to drink it for himself. But let's cut the BS. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that friend who you'll have conversations with and they know that you have certain desires and that you just came across new knowledge. And then they'll be like, oh, that's what you want to do? Or, oh, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Why don't you go check this out of mine? Then you check it out and they have the same thing that it is that you were just saying that you weren't too sure of or knowledge that you just came across. Well, why didn't you inform me, sis? Why didn't you inform me, brother? But I'm speaking to women, and this, it's not gender specific. But if you're my friend and you see that I'm a researcher and that I'm a knowledge seeker and that you are not spoon feeding me, because I do not believe in spoon feeding people unless they are toddlers, when they fresh off the tit or they're still taking the tit. But if you see that you have a friend who is thirsty and who is hungry at the knowledge, and it's something that you have knowledge of and that you do not share with your friend, then why not? Number two, your friend does not congratulate you privately or publicly. Now, come on. I don't need a hoorah squad. A lot of us don't need somebody to be there like, yes, you can do it. Some people do need that. And regardless of how strong you are, maybe at one point or another in your life you need it, and if you haven't needed it, you may need somebody to pull you along. You never know where you'll be. But those friends who congratulate everybody else publicly, they're friends who be like, oh, go shop with my sis. Sis, I am so proud of you. But the only times they are doing those things is because they eat off of you. But then when you sit back and they congratulate other people, but behind closed doors, they congratulate you. See, congratulations varies from support as far as showing up. A congratulations don't cost you no money. A congratulations don't cost you no cosign. A congratulations don't cost you your reputation. Congratulations is just merely words of admiration, which is a lot of people love language. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to love. With that being said, number three, your friend asks for you to assist others in need while you are in need. Now, many of us give out while we are in need. And I'm not talking about to a detriment of self or to your children, where you give out of your reserve. I believe now in wisdom, you should only give out of that which you can afford to get out of, like your extra, extra, extra. Because if you give out of what you already have, you'll be replenished. I'm talking about your friend who know that you in a messed up situation, whether it's physically, emotionally, or financially, and then they meet somebody else that's up in a messed up situation, but because you have a big heart, or because you lack boundaries, or because you have certain connections that can do, they begin to lean on you and be like, oh yeah, this person is in trouble. Can you help me help them? But they haven't reached out for nobody to help you. That ain't your friend, baby. That's a person that sees you, that has connections, but don't really care about your well-being in no shape, form, or fashion. Because if they did, they would not want to see you struggling, just like they don't want to see their person struggling who they came to you to help out with. So, as we go on, your friend presents opportunities and has never came through. We're talking about not when you hit somebody up like, oh yeah, I see you got this opportunity popping and you got X, Y, and Z to hook up. We can talk about that, but that ain't that. We're talking about when you have never reached out, you have never asked for help, you have never asked for a job, you have never asked for a hookup, but a person hooked you up and like, oh, hit you up and be like, oh yeah, I got this opportunity. I can hook you up with this, and I can hook you up with that, and I got this in line and that in line, and nothing ever falls through. But when you see them, they're working and they're producing for other people. And it's like, why come to me? I didn't send for you. So what was your purpose? Was it to get me high, to get my hopes up, to continuously have me lean and depend on people, and to have me open up to people, to be let down without even being asked to open up? So, your friend, number 5, here we go. Your friend inaccurately assesses your character. I don't mean those of us that are puffed up and pious in the way that they cannot begin to say that I messed up in this area. I have struggles. I regress. But I mean for people who are pretty self-aware, and you are being transparent, because nobody is perfect. Let's take it to Job, since we are biblical in all things. When Job was tested and he was going through in his body and he was losing people left and right, he was a mighty man, a holy man, and he kept the laws, the statutes, and the commandments to the point where, in case his children sinned, he sacrificed on their behalf. But then you had some of his friends come around assassinating his character. And Job was kind of like, hold up now, hold up. So when you found yourself in instances where you have been completely human, and when you have confided in somebody and they use that to assassinate your character, that means they have not gotten a chance to know you. And baby, that ain't your friend. They just want to see about you what they want to see about you. Number 6, your friends throw rocks and hide their hands. These are for the people unlike myself, because if somebody watches this video and they see an example, and they be like, are you talking about me? Surely and dearly love, I am talking about you, and 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 all of you, and all of you, and talking about all of y'all. And the only reason I don't say names publicly is because y'all not finna sue me before I write my book. But as I love to say, that she minces no words. I leave that for my garlic, for my onions, and for my bell peppers. These are the friends that will make a live, that will make a post, that will make a status, that will go make a something, a merchandise of something that you have confided in them. And then when you say something to them, it's like, no, why would I do that? Why would you feel like that? I would never do that to you. But then when you sit back and you watch and you read, and you can read stories when they've done it to other people, because you're reading these stories and you're like, oh, they talking about this person and that person and that person and that person and that person. So you may be talking about me too. Now, there have been instances when I have posted things that have not been directly correlated to a person, but it can be applicable. It can be applicable So I'm the type of person, if I write something and it's not directed towards you, even if it applies to you, call them joints, food stamps, and ring it up because it's applicable, baby, and that's going to go through. But a lot of people, because of how they move, they'll say stuff and they'll do stuff and then they'll come on camera like this with that rah, rah, rah and that boom swap. But then when somebody approach them and be like, is that about me? They gaslight. Let's continue. Your friend says one thing one day and another the next. This is gaslight. Your friend will say you, yeah, this person did this or said this, and then a week or two later when it comes back up, they'll change their mind. This happens often. Those are people who talk out both sides of their neck. Number 8, your friend fronts you off in front of others. This is a pet peeve of mine, and I've experienced it a lot. When something could be going down, and you'll have a friend there, associate there, another female there, and you'll say something that they don't agree with, or even if they agree, they'll pretend like they don't agree with it. And they'll be like, oh no, I agree with this person. They have to have an opposing thought to whatever comes out of your mouth to look like that they are in alignment with the next person. That's what you call a pick-me. And we'll get in that another day. But these are the people that will literally try to front you off and embarrass you in front of other people to make themselves look better than, to make themselves look knowledgeable than. It's like if you say something and you have to double back to have a meaning of what you say, even though it's clear as day, because they'll take it and they'll manipulate it to make it something else. Or you'll say something in front of a group of guys and then they'll say something and try to embarrass you. We don't fool with people like that. Like, move around, bro. And number 9, your friend uses another friend as an example of how they really feel about you. So let's talk about it. Anybody that watches this video know that if I've ever confided in you about some way that I feel about somebody else, I've told that other person. And that's just facts. Can't nobody say otherwise. And if it gives a 10% chance that I have not brought it up to another person, it's not nothing I'm going to deny saying. It's going to be like, I ain't bring it to you because you don't know how to listen. You got communication issues, and I have to punch you in your face. So that's why I ain't say nothing to you. It's not because I'm scared. But these are the people who will use another friend as an example to tell you how they really feel about you. But they forget that unlike them, you read and you research everything so you can hear and you can see exactly how it is that they feel. Last but not least, as we wrap it up, your friend uses you to get what they want. There have been many instances, and I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were telling me, T, you too nice. For the past 12 to 14 years, I've seen people literally flock to what it is that you are doing because they get the hookup. I've literally had people say, oh yeah, if you want a free meal or you want a free entry into a club, hang out with T. But then when T's no longer clubbing and I'm no longer partying and I'm just sitting back and I'm concentrating on me, my children, and myself, these people are nowhere to be found. So these are the people that begin to leech off of you and your power. So this is part 2 to tell if your friend is in competition with you. So I thank you guys for tuning in. And once again, to Jacolia Gems. So as I requested earlier, do me a favor, share this video for your wisdom, choke my children, as we begin to gather around the campfire. Till we meet again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Talk to y'all soon.